welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabby if you don't already know me, and I love all things personal finance and lifestyle and organization. I am very excited for my monthly reset. I love these videos. I love filming them, so I hope you guys enjoy this as well. I wanted to split up this month's videos into a budget video, and then we'll do like a goal reflection video as well. I think what we'll do is the budget first, and the goal and reflection video will follow that. I think that is just because I just don't have the time to edit these giant videos. So splitting it up makes it a little bit easier, and that way I can maybe get more videos out to you guys that are a little bit shorter, but a little bit easier on me to edit. That is that. The February financial challenge. I have been trying to set a financial challenge for myself every single month of the year. So my February financial challenge was to sit on my purchases for at least 1 week for any non-essential purchase. So I said that I completed this. I did complete this to an extent. I just didn't complete it for every non-essential purchase, just because some of it was like kind of ridiculous to wait a full week. So for example, I ordered us Nespresso pods, and I ordered them as soon as I was like, oh, we're gonna run out unless I order them right now. I'm not gonna wait a week on that, even though the whole point of the waiting a week was so that it slows my purchasing so that I have time to reconsider that purchase. Something that I know I'm gonna buy regardless. I'm not gonna wait a week. I think it went really, really well. It actually helped curb a lot of unnecessary spending, and I am actually very grateful that I did that challenge. I think that was a very good challenge. And I will talk about this month's challenge. So for March, I am setting a no clothes financial challenge. And that is because I bought quite a bit of clothing towards the end of February. I ended up buying a couple of items for my vacation that I was planning on buying regardless, but I also ended up buying a dress for a wedding that I have in the summer. So I'm glad that that is ticked off. I didn't want, what happened to me last year was I just waited too late and then was like scrambling to find something. And so I'm glad I found a dress for the wedding that I'm gonna wear, and it fits great and I love it and all that. But unfortunately, I ended up spending quite a bit on clothing this month with the purchases for my vacation as well. And then on top of that, Alphalete had their birthday sale, which I completely forgot to account for in my budget. I buy from this sale every single year. Usually I only buy Alphalete stuff twice a year. They are my predominant workout clothing brand that I wear. I basically only own Alphalete stuff at this point now. I just love their workout gear. I buy from the birthday sale and the Black Friday sale, and then outside of that I try not to buy from them just because they are very expensive and they charge in USD and the conversion's shitty. I should have allotted more money for it in my budget, to be completely honest. It's in February every single year. I just completely spaced on it this year. But because I did so much clothing shopping in February, I want to try to do zero clothing shopping in March. And then I feel like April is a good month to start looking at more spring clothing items, and I feel like March is still like that shitty transitionary period between winter and springs. I also have some big financial things coming up in March, so I just want to try to curb my spending wherever I can, and so I think that that is a good financial challenge for March. I am going to try to stick to my budget pretty closely in March. I usually am like always over on my budgets. I'm gonna try to budget efficiently as much as I can because I don't fully know the price of something that's happening in March that's gonna be expensive, but I just want to stick to my budget in my other categories so that I can curb my unnecessary spending as much as possible. Also, I am starting a new series for March on my channel called Money Talk March, where I'm going to do one financial related video every single week in March. I love talking money. I have a couple videos I'm already planning. I wanted to do a deep dive on investing, on like what I personally invest in and like my investing routine. But if you guys have any other things you want to see relating to money for the Money Talk March, let me know in the comments below. I am looking for ideas. And I think that's everything. Let's dive into the budget. All right, so I have my laptop here. Well, my boyfriend's laptop. I was gonna say let's cover the January budget. Oh my God, crazy. Okay, so I was gonna do a couple of live updates for the budget with you guys. I thought that would be kind of fun and like show you guys how I fill in my budget. I just got paid on Friday, so I added my income on Friday. Let's add the savings and the investments that are auto deposited out out of my account. There's always a leg on these drop downs. I'm not sure why. So I have weddings, I have holidays, I have Orlando, I have car, I have beauty, and I have Italy. Every single time I get paid, $37.50 goes into these accounts. Okay. And then I have 3 investments that go through on the same day as well. So I have my self-regulated RRSP, that is with Wealthsimple. I have my self-regulated TFSA, and I have self-regulated, why am I saying self-regulated? Self-managed, self-driven, and then I have my manage FHSA. So manage is just like a robo-advisor invests for me, and I believe with my retirement it's 500, my TFSA is 125, and then my FHSA is 150. Great, and then I'm just gonna add the savings drop down for all of these, and then that money is coming out of my TD checking for every single one of these. Okay. Awesome. So now I'm going to go through some of my purchases that I haven't accounted for yet. So I think the last updates I added from my Amex were on the 20th of February. I went for my naturopath appointment and I paid the full amount of my naturopath appointment, but I was refunded some from my health benefits coverage. So that I just treated as a new income payment, and I paid for the full amount on my credit card. And that's just so my credit card values at the top of the spreadsheet fully reflect what's happening on my credit cards. So it kind of drives up my expense amount for the month, but I didn't actually pay for the full amount. I think I only paid $25 of the $125. And then I booked my microneedling appointment. So I'm getting my microneedling. This was one of my 2024 goals. And I think I have to do 3 full sessions for that until I should see some significant changes. So I put down a deposit for that appointment, and that was $100. So let's add that in. And that was on the 23rd of February as well. All right, expenses. And that will be beauty. And I didn't really expect to put a deposit down for this. So that was on my Amex. And let's say that is a want. I do not need microneedling. And then after that, I bought some drinks. I went to a friend's 30th birthday and I brought some tequila sodas with me. So that is under drinking. Sodas. Kind of expensive. There was only a 4-pack. That is definitely a want. And I charged it on my Amex. And then I bought us some, me and my boyfriend, I bought us some Element, what are they called? Element electrolytes. Let me just add these in here and then I'll do a quick chat. Kind of expensive, $64.99. That was a want, and that was almost also on my Amex. I think that's everything from my Amex. Let me check my other credit cards. I know I bought groceries yesterday. I bought $118 worth of groceries, put that as needs, and then that was on my Neo MasterCard. I also need to remove a purchase. So I bought flights for a trip, but I found out shortly after I bought the flights for this trip that the company was going under. So apparently they just seized all flights and they no longer are paying anybody to work in a call center to refund you your money. So I have to go through the process of claiming this purchase on my credit card. So that's fun, but I'm not gonna include it in my budget. It's technically on my card right now, but I just disputed it. I think my purchases are all up to date in the tracker. Let's add our bills for the end of the month. So I obviously don't pay my rent until like the 29th of February, but I'm just gonna add everything in just so that the month can be closed out fully. Okay, so I think that wraps up the February budget. Let's have a look through all the numbers and see how we did. It is saying that my income was $56.11, which is a little higher than I expected. Oh yeah, and I haven't sent myself money I haven't got my mom and my brother to send me money. So let's account for that now because they will send it to me. Income into my TD checking. Total income, $57.81. Expenses and bills, $4,000. Wow, that seems high. How much was January? $41. Okay, apparently I spend $4,000 every month. That's insane. Okay. Savings and investments, I contributed $2,000, which was a little bit lower than January, but still a great number. Love credit cards. I paid $22.94 and $0 towards debt. So after I pay my rent and all my bills, I should have about $21.73 in my checking account. I currently have about $2,100 on my Amex, which is gross. I have about $384 on my Avion, and then I have about $330 on my MasterCard. But apparently we're supposed to still have $1,400 remaining. Is Squimmy? Oh, right, with the rollover from the previous month. Yeah, just because we are carrying forward some money and we're prepaying all of our stuff. Okay, yeah. So that seems good to me. Let's go through everything in a little bit more detail. So pay was basically on point. I made $88 from Etsy, so far less than January, but I totally expected that. I feel like if you're gonna buy an annual tracker, you're probably gonna buy it at the beginning of the year. But this is kind of that kick in the pants to start looking at some new products from Etsy that aren't so seasonal so that I can start, making some more gains in that category. I by no means am living or expecting this income, but the whole point of all these side hustles is to make money at the end of the day. So I also returned lots of stuff. So I got lots of money back in returns, but you will see that I kind of carried that money forward in my budget. So it's not fully returned. Groceries, we are at $383 out of the 400. And I am surprised I got so close to the budgeted number because I felt like I spent so much less on groceries this month. But you know what it was? It was my protein powder. So we bought a bulk buy of our protein powder. I like to buy from Good Protein here in Canada. They have really good protein powder. The mocha is insane. And we bought a bunch of that during Black Friday and we haven't needed a refill until now. So I bought 2 of the bigger bags. So I counted that towards groceries and that's probably why I'm as close to the 400 as I am. Transportation, I don't think I spent much more from my mid-month check-in outside of, I think, a couple parking things, maybe taking the train once or twice. Eating out, I am a little bit over budget. I'm at $67.16. And I think that is because, what did I have recently? Oh yes, yeah, I bought me and my boyfriend some baked goods. We went to a coffee shop in Vancouver called Small Victory and they have the best baked goods and I bought us 2 coffees and 2 baked goods after our long run. And then coffee, I went way over budget on coffee and this is partially because I had more coffees out. I just kind of was craving treating myself with some coffees this month. And then 2, I got us our Nespresso order. Usually my boyfriend buys the Nespressos, but he bought a ton of the groceries for this month, so I ended up buying the Nespresso order. I think that was like $127. So that's likely why I'm so over budget. Drinking, I am also over budget, which has been shocking because I have been hardly drinking, but most of the drinks I'm having are out and they're cocktails and they're expensive. I also, in this budget, included cannabis products and I bought some edibles as well. Next up is clothes. Yeah, so $452. I'm over budget by $152. And that is from the Alpha Elite that I was not anticipating. If I hadn't bought the Alpha Elite, I would have been basically on budget. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think my Alpha Elite's accounted for here. Wait a minute. Oh no. I don't think my Alpha Elite showed up on my credit card yet. Oh no, I have to add that. Oh, we're gonna be so over budget. I really did not think that one through. Yeah, it was a little bit impulsive, the Alpha Elite. I mean, I did sit on it for a week. I knew the sale was coming up for a week and I had some items I wanted if the sale price was good because they just don't release the pricing before the sale, so I just didn't really know. Overall, it was like very heavily discounted compared to usual. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have bought as much as I did, especially after buying some clothes for my vacation. Let's see how much I spent. I think it was close to $200. Yeah, it was $152 USD. Oh, that's gross. How much is that gonna be? What is the conversion right now? So wait, $159.89 with tax. Oh, this is $215. Okay, that is so bad. Oh my God. So this is why I'm doing no clothes in March. My God, I spent way too much on clothes this month. Disappointed in myself. Okay. Oh, $668. Okay. I am severely over budget on the clothes. And this kind of happens to me when I don't buy clothes for a whole month like it did in January. I usually end up making up for it anyway. I just have to come to terms with something like clothing is something I actually like value buying, and it's something I find fun and exciting to spend money on. I definitely don't need to buy as much as I do, but I think I just need to budget for it better, because I'm all about buying what you want to buy with your own money, as long as everything balances out and you spend appropriately in the other categories. So let's look at what I bought otherwise. I bought a sarong and a saddlebag and a pair of sunglasses and a headband from Temu for 40 bucks. I try not to spend on Temu, I really do, but like, come on, 40 bucks, and I got 4 items, including a sarong, a pair of sunglasses, and a purse, and then $386. This is how much I spent on the clothes that I bought for my vacation. I got a cute 2-piece set. Actually, I got 2 2-piece sets, and then I got a dress that I'm gonna wear for a wedding. So a portion of this I will definitely cover myself from my wedding fund. I have a fund for anything relating to weddings, so I will cover myself from that sinking fund. And I was a little over budget for the clothes, but I was like, you know what? It's all good. I wasn't expecting to buy the dress for the wedding. And then of course we add on the Alphalete. After that, we move forward. Beauty, I spent $211. And this is a little over budget simply because of that $100 down payment I'm paying for my micro needling that I didn't anticipate. Then we have fun, $150. Yeah, under budget. Orlando, my cat. I spent some money on food I wasn't expecting. And then we have health, which was over budget. Yeah, so my naturopath appointment definitely pushed me over the edge, but I'm refunded most of that naturopath appointment. So like, this is kind of skewed. I'm actually about $100 cheaper than this. So I'm actually under budget for health. I just want to make sure that the totals from my credit card are all correct. So I'm not actually deducting that here. I am just adding more income, if that makes sense. So I only paid $25 for my naturopath appointment, even though it was $125 charged to my credit card. Okay, gifts, 50 bucks, exactly what expected. Home, 95. I think the only thing else I bought was a couple items from Temu. I got a really cute set of glasses that I've been absolutely loving. These ribbed glasses, I got these from Temu. I also got a print for some of my frames. I just wanted to like refresh the prints in my frames. I feel like that's a good way to like affordably make your home decor feel fresh, is just to switch out the prints in the frames. Miscellaneous, right under budget. 0 for the travel I was expecting to spend my money on. I was hoping that that would put me under budget as a whole, but as you can see, it did not. Donations, I have not donated since the $17 from the mid-month check-in. I might just hold off for this month and then just do a little bit of a loftier one for March and just do a lump sum deposit. I think that's what I will do. And then business, I paid for my new mics that are far better than the Rode ones. I've been loving these mics. I ended up returning the Rode mics. I think I got $201, $202 back for those. And then I repurchased some new mics at $268. So difference being like 60 bucks. And yeah, so I wanted a more realistic number for how much I actually spent for my expenses. So our spending was around $27, $21, counting for items that were returned. Is that everything? Am I thinking of everything? I think that's everything. So expenses were at $27.21, which is definitely high and not ideal, but we are going to move forward as usual. I ended up contributing $450 to my savings accounts, $15.50 to my investment accounts as usual, and I didn't account for paying my Neo MasterCard, which I have done. I paid that full amount. Yeah, I paid, sorry, I'm having an issue here. That's why. Good golly, I was like, I feel like I paid this. Everything's looking good now. $25.73 put onto my credit cards. Let's go to March. All right, so for March, I have a little bit higher income than usual. So you can see here, I have accounted for my $2,500 paycheck. I will put $170 bonus in for the mobile plans that I'm refunded for. I will not budget anything for Etsy at all. And then my tax refund, which I've been waiting to use this income form, I'm expecting about $5,000 back. I haven't added my gains from like investing at all. So I think I'm currently sitting at about $5,800 I should get back, and then hopefully the max that comes off is about $800 for my investments. That is a fat tax return, and that is why I tell everyone to put as much money in your retirement or FHSA if you've already contributed to your TFSA. I definitely think that if you're a lower earner and you're young in Canada, you should contribute to your TFSA first, just because you're gonna get the most bang for your buck if you use your RRSP in some of your higher earning years. So I would recommend maxing maxing out your TFSA first, but I have been maxing out my TFSA for a few years, and I've been contributing heavily to my RRSP and now to the FHSA, and that is why I'm getting so much money back. So if you were around for my 2024 goals video, I said I was going to contribute 1,000 of my return to my trip, and then the rest of it was going to be reinvested, and I'm going to stick to that. I think maybe would put 1,500 into my travel just because I am not exactly where I want to be for the savings account for my travel, but we will discuss further when I get there. Let's make an expense budget. So groceries, let's go 400 again. I want to aim to get that a little bit cheaper than usual. Transportation, I think I only am going to need gas. We're going to take an Uber to the airport, which is a little bit more expensive. Let's say 20 bucks for that. My 120 for my gas, 140. Let's do an extra 25 for parking, 165. And then I have to fix my light bulb and buy a license plate holder. Let's go 200 for transportation. Eating out, I have my trip. I'm probably going to pay for some food eating out on my trip. Let's go 150 for eating out, which is much higher than usual for me. Let's go 30 for coffee. I think that's a little bit more reasonable while also being on a trip. Drinking, I am gonna say 100 for drinking. Let's see if that is reasonable. I hope so. Clothes, 0, you heard me, $0. Beauty, this is gonna be the expensive one, so I'm getting micro needling and I don't exactly know how much that's gonna be. They didn't really give me a ballpark and I probably should have asked, but I'm anxious about things like that, so I don't know. I'm gonna expect about $500. That might be ridiculously high and it might be low. I have no idea. And I also have my Botox appointment. So this is what I was talking about. I have a very expensive month on beauty treatments. So I'm expecting about 300 for Botox. We'll say 500 for microneedling. So let's get 800 right here. Insane, but I have a sinking fund for beauty treatments. So I will pull money out for that. I think my cat, let's put 50 just in case I end up buying his food. Health, I actually don't think I need to buy too many supplements. I have my $80 supplement that goes through every single month for my hair. And then I have like 1 or 2 supplements I have to buy potentially later in the month. Let's go 125. No, let's go 175. I think I'm also out of my pre-workout. Okay, gifts. I'm gonna buy my mom a nice gift. So let's say about 80 bucks for her. Home, I think I do need to buy a frame or 2. And if I can find the cabinet for the office and a new desktop for the office, I will. But let's go 200 for home. And if I don't use it, I don't use it. Miscellaneous. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I completely forgot to do this, but let's set it up ourselves. So my therapist recommended that I use a portion of my budget to outsource somebody else to do something that I myself don't have the time for, just because I am feeling very tight for time these days, and I want to start, maybe outsourcing some things that are within my means. I make a decent income. Discretionary, how do you spell that? Yeah, okay, I spelled that right. Discretionary spending. So this is a new category that I am introducing in March, and this is simply for things that make my life easier, that take stress off of my plate, and things that I normally wouldn't pay for because I like to do things myself, but because of how busy I am, how stressed I am, she suggested that I put a discretionary category in my budget for things I don't want to do. So for example, I have had paint my toes on my plan with me's, on my monthly to-dos, on every single to-do list. I have had paint my toenails, and I just haven't had the time to do it. I don't want to do it. So she said, why don't you just pay for a pedicure? So that is a great point. Note taken. Thank you, therapist. And we will add some discretionary spending. So I'm gonna get a pedicure and I'm gonna put that in my budget. So let's put, how much is a pedicure these days? Let's say 75 with tip. Travel. Oh, maybe I should not put money into eating out. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. I think I'm gonna put all of my eating out and drinking that's on my trip. I'm gonna put that into my travel section. And then I'm gonna just budget for what is gonna be spent in Vancouver for those 2 categories. So let's go far cheaper for eating out. Let's go 40 again. Let's go 50 here. And then for travel, let's go like 250. We're going to an all-inclusive, so I don't think I'm gonna spend too much on my trip, but I don't know about like if we go out for the day outside of the resort, things like that. Donations, I said I'm gonna bulk that up a little bit because I spent a little bit less last month. So let's do 45. Business, 0. I do not want to spend anything on business. That's been a very high category for a couple of months now. Okay, so $23.95. Considering I'm getting micro needling done, I think that is super reasonable. And I'm actually really happy with that. So let's do that. And then savings, I am going to contribute $1,000 extra to my trip from my tax return. You know what? Let's do $1,500 from my tax return to savings, and then let's invest the rest. So we are going to invest the remainder, which I think has to go into my retirement. So let's go 5,000 minus 1,500, 35 plus the 1,000, so 4,500 total going into my RRSP. Amazing. That is stunning. Okay, and then looking at my credit cards, I have $21.58.36 that's going onto my Amex. $21.58.36. I have $384.55, $330.6, $330.6. Okay, and that is the budget. How much do we have left over? We have $81 left over. We're starting to eat away at that early money I had. That's starting to put a little fire under my ass. I can't just spend willy-nilly anymore. It doesn't add up. Doesn't work out. Oh, we didn't even look at our splits for February. Okay, retroactive, Gabby, add this in. So looking at our split, our 50-30-20 split, looks like about 34% spent on needs, 32% spent on wants, and 32% spent on savings. So I am split in 3, basically. I feel like that is okay, but yeah, I don't need to spend the amount that I spend on bills and subscriptions and other needs on discretionary things. I really don't. So let's definitely try to get that down next month. Gabby, work on it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this was fun. Stay tuned if you guys want to see my March reset relating to my goals and a reflection of February of all of my favorites. Subscribe so you don't miss it. It's gonna be a good one. And I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.